I've played Tarkov PvP for over 2000 hours, learned a lot and experienced nearly everything the game can throw at me. So now is the perfect time to test that knowledge in PvE. Join me on my Tarkov PvE journey, a simple, clear guide series built from everything I learned the hard way, so you don't have to. Alright, so you finished the tutorial and you're landing in a screen something like this. Now the question is, what do you actually do next? So you click on character and then you land here. In this video, I walk you through the first steps, the first gear you should bring, and how you get your early progression rolling without dying 100 times. So for everyone curious, I'm playing with voice Josh and my character is a USEC. If you have selected a different character, like Bear, then your starting equipment will look a little bit different. This is personal preference, so you should pick whatever faction you like, but I prefer USEC. I'm sure many of you noticed that this account has been played before, and I have a lot of stuff in my stash, so we will ignore the right side for the most part and focus on the character side, the left side of the screen. If you are completely broke, don't worry, you can always do a pistol only run and rebuild your stash. And this is the kind of thing that I want to show with my first video. But of course, if you already have gear, use what you have first. Now, before we go into the gameplay, I want to show my inventory and what I would bring to a raid if I were completely broke. So the first thing you need is a pistol, and then you bring a spare mag. You can buy this specific pistol from Prepper level 1. The next thing you need is a bleed stopper. In my case, that's a Kellogg B hemostatic applicator, but you can bring other bleed stoppers, which I will show right now. Alright, on this side of the stash, I bought the other two bleed stoppers, like the S-March and this bleed stopper. They work the same way the Kellogg B works, but instead of 3 charges, they only have one use. The next thing I suggest you use is a painkiller. The normal 4-use painkillers are completely sufficient. So now if you look at my special slot, we can see I have a CMS kit, which is used to stitch back your legs if you lose them in a gunfight. You can either use this 3-use CMS kit, or you can use the 9-use Surf 12 kit. I want to direct your attention to my pouch. I have a gamma container. If you don't have this, it's not a problem. You remove the food and then you can fit the items I use into a 2x2 square, which is the alpha container, which comes with the standard edition of the game. But in my case, I would bring the food and the water. Additionally, I bring something to heal. Important is that it can heal light bleedings. This is an allo splint which has 3 uses, but you can use the standard splints which only have 1 use. Last but not least, I would like to direct your attention on the right side of the screen where I have 3 different long-term painkillers. I would always advise to use a long-term painkiller if you have one, because they allow you to walk to an exit even if you are missing a leg or if you are in a dire situation where your character is hurting. You just take a painkiller and you can go to the exit. So always bring these if you have one of them. So this setup is very cheap and simple. If you are down bad, you can use it to regain some gear and to get back on your feet. I will show you a ground zero raid shortly and then do a little voiceover to explain what I did and how I did it to hopefully successfully extract. So from this screen, to get into a raid, you click on main menu, then you select Escape From Tarkov, then you click on your main character, click next, you select the map. In my case, this will be ground zero. Then you click next again, and then here you can select your insurance, which is very important. In my case, I would stick to Prapor, and I select insure all, and then insure, then yes, and confirm it. And then all of your items that are insured have this little shield icon on them, and they are glowing like yellow, so you know they are insured. So now that everything is insured, even if you die, you get most of your stuff back. In PvE, it's usually all of your stuff except ammunition and medicine. So your weapon, your gear, your helmet, your backpack, your rig, everything is coming back. The next step is to click ready and load into a raid. Okay, so now we are in the raid. I orientate myself. I'm on the southern side of the map near Nakatani building. And now I make my way towards the northern side through the tunnels. I play it very carefully because at this moment I did not know if it was a scav or a PMC. Turns out to be a scav, so I just kill him and then I take his gear. When you kill something, a scav or a PMC, it's always important to check their pockets and their gear because they can have good ammunition or grenades which you need. I hear shots in the direction I was running before, but I don't have armor, I don't have a helmet, so this situation is like very dangerous if I have to fight multiple people, so this is why I turn around and take a different approach to the map. You see me standing around a lot and like listening for sounds, and it pays off. There is a sound and I don't see a scav on the road and I shoot at him. I'm not sure if I hit it or not. You will see me now check the area. I'm not sure if I hit it or not, so as you can see I step up the escalator and look for potential other enemies. I decide to not cross the road because it's dangerous with no armor and helmet. It's like a very open spot at this location, and I decide it's not worth it because I'm not even sure if I killed the scav. So now we are back in the underground and I run through the underground towards the shots we heard earlier. I decided I have to take the risk and play the safer route where I have a lot of cover compared to upstairs on the street. There you see the scav is running right at me, and this sometimes happens. Kill him and take his stuff. Again, it's important to check the gear, the weapon, the ammunition he has. You're in a situation where you are running a pistol and you can upgrade your gun and your primary weapon each of these kills. When it comes to loot, especially like barter items like metal parts, screwdrivers, and so on, it's just a very high learning curve to know what's good and what you need. I decided I stick with my initial shotgun because it has slugs. I could load the other shotgun with slugs, but I decided it's fine for this video if I just use the shotgun from before. Now you see a small mistake from my side. I checked the corner way too wide and there are two enemies, and I'm lucky that they actually did not hit me. And they don't chase, which is like usually what happens. I played the situation quite carefully and I checked the angle again, and then I miss him. He's right at the box. I just did not see his head before. But I managed to take down both of them and take their gear. When it comes to PMC squads, they can, as you can see now, be like a 2-man, they can be alone, they can be like 3 or 4-man. So it's always important to check the next corner at least, or even better to clear the room until you have a door that you can close. In my case, I just checked the next corner and then started looting. Now you see I dropped my primary weapon, my shotgun, and my character automatically swapped to the melee weapon. Like very important to make sure that you're in this situation right away, swap to a gun, and I forgot this in this case, but you should always make sure that the gun is on auto, just in case someone comes around the corner so you can fire. From this point onwards, it's just easy, clear the raid, clear corners, look for dead scavs if they have something I'm interested in, and again, even close to the exit like this, it's always important to like check your corners and make sure there's not another squad of PMCs waiting for you. Many of these cases where you don't check the corner is where you die, and then you're sad because you lose all of your loot. Alright, now back to the stash, and we can see this was a very good run. We got 2 tier 4 helmets, we got a tier 4 armor, we got 2 good guns, and all of this came from just a pistol. So even if you go in with just a pistol, you can come out with quite some gear, and you never should run out of gear if you followed my guide. So before we end this video, I want to talk about the hideout. You can find it in your bar down here, and you click on hideout. The first thing you want to upgrade is the med station. The reason for this is that you need salivas crafted or found in raid for some of the quests, and it's quite easy to get these materials early on. So if you are unlucky and you cannot find any salivas, then it's a quite good solution to have med station level 1 and then craft these salivas. The next thing you want to upgrade is either your workbench, so you are able to edit builds from weapons, or you want to focus on the lavatory. Lavatory level 2 gives you the option to craft 60 round mags for AKs, which is important for another quest, and 60 round mags are really good in the early game because the AK is one of the cheapest and early accessible weapons that you can get. Okay, that's everything you need to know for your first steps after the tutorial. You now have a way to bounce back even with just a pistol and get some gear. In the next video, I will show you an easy money route on Streets of Tarkov that is possible even with starter gear and no prior knowledge. So subscribe for more content on Tarkov PVE. If you liked the video and it was helpful to you, then thanks for watching and maybe leave a like.